We kick off our special here on Mornings with Maria on AI. We are highlighting the rise of artificial intelligence. We are calling it AI, the intelligence revolution, and we dive into it all week with fresh perspective on the latest developments. Of course, we've been talking about AI now for at least 5 years. Here's my documentary back in 2019 with the founder of Sun Microsystems, Bill Joy. Watch this.
Most people have seen personal computers and then cell phones and other devices get smarter with software. But the next kind of software is the AI kind of software, which takes a lot of information from the real world and can understand it in a way that's too intense, essentially, for people to program by hand, for programmers to do. So an AI can do things that are very hard for humans to do because it can look at millions of pictures and find common elements and look at a million eyes and understand very quickly which ones are diseased and which ones are not.
Joining me now to kick off this new series this week is Alpha School's co-founder and CEO Mackenzie Price. And Alpha School takes artificial intelligence and uses it to provide students with a one-on-one learning plan. Great to see you, Mackenzie. Welcome back. We so appreciate you being here. And let's talk first, just broadly speaking, 30,000 feet away. What is AI doing at Alpha Schools? How is it helping students learn?
Well, thank you for having me here to kick off AI in education. It is such an exciting time in education because we are finally able to elevate the role of the teacher from just content deliverer to true mentor and motivation expert, and provide very specific personalized academic plans that meet each and every student at exactly the level and pace that works for them. As a result, we're seeing incredible results no matter where students start with us. A kid who comes in the 99th percentile can have growth rates that are in the 80s and 90s, and that kid who is struggling and comes in at the 10th percentile also sees incredible growth. This is why it's such an exciting time to be taking advantage of AI in education.
Now, Mackenzie, you have squeezed the school day, right? And you've talked to me in the past about AI-driven learning can be done just in 2 hours a day. So tell us what you envision here. How come you believe that this learning can be done in just a couple of hours? What are we doing with our kids at school all day long if you believe the learning is only required for 2 hours a day?
Maria, I know it seems very surprising, but when you think about the traditional teacher in front of a classroom model where one teacher is trying to meet 20 plus kids who are at wildly different levels, it's an incredibly inefficient model. And instead, what we're able to now do is provide a one-to-one mastery-based tutoring experience that meets kids at that level. And when that is done, the time it takes to learn, not just learn, but really crush academics, is so much shorter. And so at Alpha Schools, we've been able to prove this model out. Kids can spend only 2 hours a day in their academics. They are learning twice as much as kids who are spending 6 hours a day in school, and the results prove it. Now, here's the most exciting part of this, is that what we get to do with the time back that kids have during the rest of the school day is what really matters. And it's how we are helping develop kids that are ready to be successful in this AI-first world. We're teaching life skills, and we do all of this through project-based group workshops where kids are learning things like leadership and financial literacy and entrepreneurship, critical thinking skills that they need. So we're able to make mornings full of academic rigor and afternoons full of all of the life skills that help our young people be really successful. All of it made possible because our teachers, we call them guides, are able to focus on connecting with students and helping them be prepared. That's just one of the many reasons that AI is such a great addition into a classroom, especially when we truly allow it to get rid of the teacher in front of the classroom model and instead focus on that tutoring experience.
And this is where you really draw me in, Mackenzie, because I agree that those life skills are so important for a child to learn. You say there's really no quote-unquote traditional teachers because you're redefining them into guides. Talk to us about those misconceptions of using AI in schools, because you wrote recently that the Alpha School and AI, they're not replacing teachers, but you're reimagining their role. Break down the school day for us then.
There will never be a world where parents are not going to want to drop their kids off in a building surrounded by other kids and loving, caring adults. What we've enabled teachers to do is really elevate the impact that they're able to have in this model. So at Alpha Schools, it's a full day school day, but there is so much more connection and time for students to interact with each other and with these adults throughout the day. So what you will see is in the mornings when kids are working on their academics through this AI tutor, which by the way is not a chat bot. Chat bots in education, unfortunately, are cheat bots. But instead, you'll see that our teachers are spending time with the kids, helping them learn the skill of learning how to learn, to become self-driven learners. And when academics are finished by lunchtime, then the afternoons are full of these life skills workshops where kids are learning all of the things they need to do to be successful, whether that's leadership and teamwork, running a business, being able to do more physical activity, all having the mentorship and motivation connection that our teachers are able to offer. And we find about 50% of our guides come from a teaching background, and it is such an empowering position to be in where they really have the ability and the time to focus on every kid.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Mackenzie. Do you see this model scaling out to the broader public? Because the other criticism about, this kind of situation is that it's expensive. You're talking about up to $65,000 a year. You've got to spend money on innovation. So what kind of scholarships exist, and how do you scale this to a broad swath of people?
That's one of the great things about this model is that it is scalable, and Alpha School is a very high-end private school, but we have other options. For example, in Texas, our home state, with education savings accounts, we will have thousands of families that will be joining us using our academic platform through our Texas Sports Academy, and those are families that qualify based on making less than $65,000 a year. So they will be getting the same academic model that our Alpha students are getting for free. This is something that's infinitely scalable. And when you think about the teacher crisis we're having in our country, where teachers are leaving the field in droves and it's hard to attract great talent, the wonderful thing about AI is we can scale that technology and attract more people who want to be in a classroom where they have the ability and the power to focus on that connection piece with students. So I believe there are going to be a lot of ways we're going to see this scaling. Alpha School is just one example of that. But yes, we also offer scholarships because I believe that when you can create an atmosphere where every child is having their needs met, no matter where they are academically, and they're having that focused time to work on motivation and to build these life skills, everyone should be getting that. So we're seeing demand all over the country, and we're starting to see some interest from public schools. And I think ultimately what's happening here is that Alpha is proving to be a model that just shows people what's possible when we think about AI in education. It doesn't have to be scary. It's not dystopian. It actually allows us to improve human intelligence and human connection and make the jobs of teachers so much more impactful.
Very, very important. Mackenzie, you're expanding across America, and a new Alpha School is opening in Chicago this fall. You've already got schools in New York. You've got 35 students looking to get to 50 by the start of the year in Chicago. Tell me about that. And real quick before you go, what are the negative threats or the risks that we need to be aware of from your perspective when it comes to AI in education?
Yeah, we've seen demand all over the country. And so everywhere from, North Carolina to California, we're having families come together saying it's time for our education system to change. It's time for us to give kids their time back to go develop these skills. So Chicago is one of many cities that we are opening in and continuing to make expansive. But I do think it's very thoughtful to have concerns around how AI is implemented. And as I mentioned, putting a chatbot on every student's computer and calling themselves AI first is absolutely not the way to go. It is critical that we make sure that AI does not allow students to outsource their thinking. We need to teach children that ChatGPT is a terrible writer, but it can be a great feedback partner when used in the right way. So this is the kind of thing that we want to be intelligent about. How are we using artificial intelligence to make sure kids aren't cheating, but are instead giving them superpowers that are amplified based on having great academic knowledge and life skills that they are capable of doing?
All right, we will leave it there. Mackenzie, great job. We appreciate it, and we will be watching your work on Alpha Schools. Thank you so much.